Hey, what is going on out there, NFL fans, Atlanta Falcons fans? This your boy, Antoine Smitty Sports Machine, man. Y'all know I get down. Y'all know I do it, man. Press that subscribe button, press that notification bell to get my videos. As soon as I drop them, press that like button, man. It help me get my recommendations up to get my video through the YouTube universe. I'm not gonna hold y'all long. I just want y'all to listen to this Trey Hendrickson um interview on the Pat McAfee Show. And I'm not gonna hold y'all, man. It's gonna be real quick. But if you read between the lines, something tells me Trey Henderson is probably gonna be traded on draft night or a little bit after draft night. But I got a feeling some teams are gonna put in a bid on him. Because honestly, y'all know what I always say. Stop the bullshit. Because that's all they doing, man. That's all they doing. Because just listen. I'm gonna just bring it up for y'all right quick. I'm not gonna hold y'all, man. I'm not gonna hold y'all. But let's get into this thing right quick, man. Because something is not adding up. Something's just not adding up. And I'm gonna keep it real. Something just not adding up.
Miss Katie Blackburn, who is running the Cincinnati Bengals, had this to say yesterday from the owners' meetings to Kelsey.
Okay, I'm gonna read it out to y'all because I might get a copyright, but I'm still gonna do this. I think he should be happy at a certain rate that maybe he doesn't think he'd be happy at. I think some of it's on him to be happy at some point, and if he's not, you know what? That what holds it up sometimes. So basically, to me, they trying to pass the blame to him when everybody in the NFL know this is one of the cheapest teams of all time. Yeah, they paid the battery of the team, which is the quarterback and Joe Burrow, who signed for 275. Then your two wide receivers signed big deals, and T. Higgins, the number two, signed the biggest deal for a number two receiver all time. So Jamar Chase is getting $40 million. Think about that. A wide receiver. He's put up the numbers, he's Pro Bowls, he's earned it. But so has Trey Hendrickson earned his money. And these talks have been going on for 3 years. 3 years. He was 28 when these contracts talks started. I was trying to get an extension done. 28. So now he's about 30, 31. And those are years that he can't get back. But hey, he's still producing at 17 and a half sacks the last 2 years, a total of 35. So look, sometimes you got to play the bad guy to get your money. And his agent probably is, told him it's probably best to look somewhere else because, look, if they've paid the battery of the team, what else do they have to pay this guy? If they find a way to shell out 30 to 35 million, because Myles Garrett just got 40. So he just raised the bar heavily. That's especially with the $20 million in cap space. Everybody just got extra. A lot of teams are putting it on their star players. That's exactly what they just did with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase because Joe Burrow got paid last year. And the next time his time rolls around, he's going to be closer to 60 million a year. So let's keep on going. So, it takes him to say yes to something. I mean, they want him to accept whatever. And we all have respect in this world for him. He's been a great player. We're happy to have him. And maybe we'll find a way to get something to work. We're just going to see where it goes. And there's one of those things, and with that statement makes me feel like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. We're going to do what we're going to do at the end of the day, deal with it or move on. That's just my take from it. A player like this, I pray the Falcons have a guy get 17 and a half sacks. I get him $50 million a year because we haven't had a double-digit sack guy since Vic Beasley almost 10 years ago. And before that, it was John Abraham 5 years before that. Just think about that. 2 double-digit edge rushes for the Falcons in the last 13 years. No, the last 15 years. And he did it in back-to-back seasons. Just think about that.
Done. Obviously, your deal was being lumped in there because you're a defensive end, you're the sack king, and you are due money as well. So whenever you hear that from the ownership, what do you think immediately? Did you know that she said that? And what is currently happening at this time with you as a Cincinnati Bengal, Trey?
Well, first off, yesterday was April Fool's, so I was traded to all 31 teams and had like 100 different contracts. So
I hate April Fools because you saw so much in the sports world. And me, I'm a sneakerhead. And they had fake fake drops coming soon, 2026, later this year. Drops that we knew weren't gonna come, that we just got out, got up and added about it. But at the end of the day, it was an April Fool's joke, and I caught on to it about the second or third shoe because I said, in the hell they're gonna release this before this, and it ended up being a joke. I hate April Fools, but look, let's finish this.
The one thing I was hoping that was an April Fool's joke was that article, but called my agent, found out it was not. And that was a little disappointing because communication has been poor over the last couple of months. That's something that I hold in high regard. They have not communicated with my agent directly.
You see that? They haven't even communicated with the agent. Think about that. Your star defensive player, they won't even talk to the agent. And you knew something was going wrong because just last month, 3 weeks ago, they had told him he could seek a trade. So that lets you know they weren't talking to anybody. By them not talking to anybody, that just lets you know they don't really care if he's there or not. And honestly, they're not going to get a first round pick for him. I'm sorry. He's a dynamic player, but they're not going to get a first round pick for a 31-year-old. Let's be real about it. Let's be real.
It's been something that's been a little bit frustrating, but again, this is the business of it. I'm incredibly blessed to be in the NFL. And I'm excited to be a Bengal, right? To have a year, right, that I have, remaining on my contract. We can get into that real quick. Last year and the year before, I've been talking about long-term contract.
There it is. He's been talking about the last 3 seasons. Think about that. And they weren't in a rush to give him a contract, period. Because, again, they're worried about Joe Burrow getting his deal done last year. They're worried about Jamar Chase. He held out for a little while, threatened to hold out. Then you had T. Higgins, who was franchise tag, who wanted out. So they satisfied those 3 contracts. And now those 3 players better be ready to carry this team because I think Trey Hendrickson is gone.
Guaranteed money, things like that. And it was discussed with me in a meeting, which I'm very fortunate to have had with my agent, that we would get something done this year. So that being said, last year, go out and play to the level you have, we'll get it done. That was communicated with me. So that basically, this year it's going to get worked on. Yeah. They also reiterated that at the combine. So that just kind of clears the air on that. And moving forward.
Dave discussed this with this man a couple of times, just keep kicking the can down the road. Ain't nothing cool about that. If you're going to get a man money, get a man the money. If not, let him seek a trade, or you find a way to trade him, find a trade partner, and take what you can get, because he was a 3rd round pick. If you get a 2nd round pick, you win. Yeah, production might be up there towards a 1st round pick, but you got to factor in age. He was with the New Orleans Saints before he was with the Bengals, so he's been around a while. Now, granted, Myles Garrett just got $40 million. Myles Garrett is 2 years younger than him, or maybe a year and a half younger than him. But Myles Garrett has 100 sacks in his career. Think about that. That's the difference. That's the reason why he got $40 million. And he was a number 1 pick.
Forward the happiness of my camp. They are more than welcome to call me. I've had my cell phone, same cell phone number since high school. Open line of communication is always open with me and my agent. So if they have anything they'd like to discuss, we've been nothing but willing to listen.
And honestly, how else would you expect him to break it down? Because at the end of the day, it's time for him to get paid. Just that simple. 35 sacks the last 2 years. Any other player in this league, if it's a Von Miller or Myles Garrett or one of the top edge rushers in the league, they getting their money. So why does he get his money? Because he's in Cincinnati. They've had a history of not paying players and a history of being cheap. And to any other player that's going to go there in the future that wants a big contract, second guess it, talk it over with your agent, find another team, because Cincinnati is not their spot. But I have to say this before I get out of here. I'm an Atlanta Falcon fan. If I'm Terry Fontenot, I'm matching redial 200 times to get that agent on the phone to try to work up a trade. And like I said, depending on where he goes, he could He wants 30, 35 million. But say like he goes to a team for 25 million. Yeah, Terry Fontenot can find the cap space. He's been doing it all this time. He can find the money to go from 20, I would say 25 to 27, 28 million. I think Hendrickson would take that to be on the team that's going to contend. Because guess what? If they get a second round pick for Trey Hendrickson, and you still could go edge rusher number 15, think about that. You get two dominant edge rushers to go along with what you have in Ebiketie, Zach Harrison, and those guys. And you still have Caden Ellis who can rush the pass. You just signed Diablo. He's a sideline guy. Trey Hendrickson can change the trajectory of the Falcons 2025 season, making them an instant contender with what he could bring to the defense. So Terry Fontenot, pick up the phone. It's time. Make it happen. But I'm not going to hold y'all no more, man. That's all I had to say about it. Trey Hendrickson still getting cheated by the Bengals, and they're still backstabbing. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this, man. It's absolutely disgusting. Drop those comments. Let's debate. Let's have fun as always, man. Y'all know how we doing on Sports Machine. I will holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.